Imagine discovering that everything school taught you in financial books. The first lesson is simple. Assets put money into your pocket. Liabilities take money out.
Wondered why some people with just, average intelligence achieve absolutely incredible financial success, while certified financial geniuses often go completely broke? It's a pretty wild paradox. Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to unpack the brilliant concepts from the psychology of money. We're going to uncover the behavioral secrets and those sneaky psychological traps that dictate whether you build lasting wealth or lose it all. Okay, let's dive right into the psychological roadmap that's going to completely change how you view your finances today. We'll be walking through 1. The false confidence. 2. The emotional hijack. 3. Hidden rules of money. 4. The long game. And 5. Winning long term. Let's get started. So I want you to really think about this for a second. Why do financial geniuses often go broke while average people get rich? I mean, we're totally conditioned to believe that wealth is just a giant math test, right? We think it's all about interest rates, complex market formulas, having a super high IQ. But honestly, if that were true, every math professor would be a billionaire and the rest of us would be broke.
Here's the thing. The secret to wealth isn't actually what you know about numbers. It is almost entirely about how you behave. Financial success is a soft skill. How you act in the real world is far, far more important than what you mathematically know.
Act 1. The false confidence. Now, we all inherently want to believe that we are rational, highly calculating creatures. But as we're about to see, that is our very first trap.
This logic myth is just incredibly pervasive. Trap 1. You think you're logical. But the reality? We make financial decisions at the dinner table, or maybe in a moment of stress, totally driven by our own unique, personal emotions and experiences, not purely by data. Trap 2. You think you're in control. We drastically underestimate how much luck and risk play a role in how things turn out. And trap 4. You think you're a spreadsheet. We try to map out our entire financial lives on a nice little Excel grid, completely forgetting that spreadsheets don't have emotions, but we definitely do. And this is exactly why those perfectly crafted spreadsheets just fall apart. A perfect plan on paper assumes perfect execution. It doesn't account for, say, a sudden job loss, a medical emergency, or just the sheer panic you feel when the stock market suddenly drops 20% in a single week. If your plan doesn't have room for human error, well, it's a really fragile plan. Moving right along to Act 2, the emotional hijack. If our logic is flawed, our emotions are very often the absolute biggest enemy of our wealth.
And that brings us to trap number 5, which is honestly a silent wealth killer. You chase more than you need. You hit a financial goal, and instead of just being satisfied, you immediately look at the next tier up. The goalposts just keep moving. If you never learn what enough means for you, you're going to endlessly take unnecessary risks to get money you don't even need, just to impress people you don't even really like. Speaking of impressing people, look at this contrast. Traps 6 and 7 highlight the massive difference between looking rich and being rich. People buy $100,000 cars because they want to be admired, right? But the crazy irony is, people don't actually admire the driver, they just imagine themselves in the car. Real wealth is what you don't see. It's the luxury car you didn't buy. It's the expensive watch you left at the store. It's the money sitting quietly in an investment account that's actually giving you freedom.
All right, Act 3, Hidden Rules of Money. Now that we understand those emotional traps, we need to completely reframe how we view the actual mechanics of acquiring and holding on to our finances. This is, hands down, one of the most powerful insights from the source material. Getting rich and keeping wealth are two entirely different games. Getting money requires taking big swings, stepping way out of your comfort zone, and having just immense optimism. But keeping it, that requires the exact opposite. It requires humility. It requires a healthy, constant fear that it could all be taken away tomorrow. You have to realize that past success absolutely does not guarantee future security. And because the world is so unpredictable, we constantly fall into trap 9, thinking saving always needs a specific goal. We're taught to save for a car, save for a house, save for a vacation. But the source material argues you should literally just save for the sake of saving. Saving without a specific goal is a hedge against life's inevitable, crazy surprises. You're basically buying yourself a safety net and future flexibility.
So how do we actually leverage that flexibility? Let's get into Act 4, the long game. This is the true, undisputed engine of massive wealth creation.
Here we run into trap 13, underestimating the power of time. We get so obsessed with short-term returns.
Over 1 year, the market is wildly unpredictable. But stretch that to 10 years, and the magic of compounding really starts to take shape. Stretch it to 20 years, and you see massive wealth generation. The secret isn't finding the highest possible return this year. It's finding a perfectly good return that you can actually sustain for decades. Let time do the heavy lifting for you.
This really forces us to ask a deeply personal question. Trap 15 warns us that when you buy material stuff, you are actually selling your time. The highest, most profound dividend that money pays is the ability to control your own time. When you drain your bank account for a momentary thrill, you're literally trading away your future freedom to wake up and do whatever you want to do.
Okay, so how do we take all these traps and actually put them into practice? Act 5. Winning long-term. To win the long game, you have to survive the short game. Trap 16 is expecting the market to be perfectly predictable. Spoiler alert, it won't be. Step 1 is simply accepting that volatility is basically the admission fee you pay for long-term growth. Step 2 is building a margin of safety, a plan with real room for error, just like we talked about earlier. And step 3 is purely focusing on surviving. If you don't panic sell during a crash, you get to stay in the game long enough for compounding to actually work its magic.
And whatever you do, please avoid Trap 18. Never ever copy people who aren't playing your game. It is so incredibly easy to see a day trader on social media making a quick buck on some risky stock and think, oh, I need to do the exact same thing. But if your goal is quiet, 20-year retirement wealth, that day trader's strategy will absolutely destroy you. Define your own game and just ignore the rest.
Which brings us to the ultimate definition of true wealth. It's not about your mathematical intelligence, your IQ, or your ability to read a complex balance sheet. It is entirely about managing your emotions, keeping your ego in check, and shaping your behavior so that your money ultimately buys you control over your own time. Remember, mindset always, always trumps math.
So, we've covered the hidden psychological traps, the illusion of logic, the awesome power of time, and what true wealth really means. The roadmap is right in front of you, but the execution is entirely in your head. So I'm going to leave you with this one final, absolutely critical question. Are you ready to change your financial behavior? Start auditing your mindset today and just watch how quickly your financial future transforms.